I'm Jay.
And I'm Emily.
And we are Building the Boykos.
Boykos.
So, gotta be completely honest with you. We literally just shot this whole segment, had a whole, we did dinner with the Boykos, basically, and, talked about our favorite restaurant. And it was great. Emily and I had great rapport, obviously, because, it's Emily and myself.
Obviously.
And she's going to edit, and she's like, babe, there's no sound. I'm like, no.
It was just static.
I'm like, it's got to be setting, no. And so I plugged it into the back end of the camera to see if, I could get sound to the camera, and nothing. So
here we are again.
Yeah. So Emily's back. That's the good news. And it's not just me, so hopefully it's a little more entertaining. But oh man, it's so heartbreaking. I don't know if anybody's ever shot anything before like this and just, had all this work done into it, and then it's like you go to look at it and something.
It was so good, guys. So good.
It was really good. So we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do an abridged version of that right now because it was so great. We can't recreate it on the spot. I think we need to do it again when we're comfortable and at ease and not we just did all that work kind of thing. So we're gonna do a quick thing today, if Emily's okay with that. I kind of just talked about it.
I guess I don't get a choice in this.
I mean, we can do it, but I think we're gonna hold off on because they don't know what they missed right now.
True.
So,
but it was really great, guys.
So we are gonna shoot it again, and luckily Emily and I aren't going out of our mind bonkers, yelling at each other or anything. What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it. So we're gonna do a quick recap, I guess, of our story.
So initially it was dinner and questions. So we had 20-ish questions we were going through to answer for you guys.
Yeah, and it was great. We went 25, 30 minutes. Not that we would have given that all to you at once. And there's Titan. He needs to be in the shot. And it was great. I say that now because you're never going to see that footage, but it was great.
Maybe we'll show a little at the end. We'll see.
Okay. So do you want to do what I recommended, or?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Our first question just kind of led into our story to begin with. It was, when was our first date? So we said that was kind of tricky because...
Well, you said when did we first meet?
When did we first meet?
Or where did we first meet?
Yes, so where did we first meet?
We're the 21st century couple. We met online.
We did, on eHarmony.
I was in Rochester, New York, physically, but, I was communicating through eHarmony. And I guess I'll go into that story.
Go into it.
So
Jay loves this story.
Go back with me in a time far, far in the past. So this is 2016. My dad and my stepmom had met on eHarmony and were pushing me for years. Hey, you got to go on eHarmony. You got to go on eHarmony. We found each other. You're going to find somebody. And I was like, no, I don't want to be on an old person site, because at that point, that's what it was known for, getting older couples together, that kind of thing. And I was like, I want to meet my wife the old-fashioned way. We're going to meet somewhere in a meet cute or whatever, and it's just going to sparks are going to fly, and so, but that didn't happen. So I went on eHarmony and I was talking to people, nobody memorable, and nothing came to fruition. So there's a section on there where it's these people or these women meet all the categories that you desire or that your compatibility is, except they're missing something, whether it's distance or a belief or just one or two things that might not be exactly what you're looking for. So I looked in there periodically and I stumbled upon her. But she was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I was like, you know what, whatever, we're going to try it. So I sent her a smile, which is Facebook's version of a poke, which used to be a thing, but I don't think
that's an old thing. I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist anymore.
So I smiled at her.
For good reason.
This is July 2016. Didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. So then September of that year, I get a notification that a certain somebody looked at my profile. Didn't smile back, didn't respond in any way, but did look. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to send her 5 quick questions, and if she responds, great. If not, then I don't care about her. She's dead to me. But she responded within a day.
For those of you who don't know, eHarmony is like a guided communication until you reach a certain point. Then you can have open communication if you choose. Or you can still go through eHarmony and communicate.
So my options in the beginning were send a smile or send 5, I think it was 3 or 5 icebreaker questions. And that's it. You can't like say like, hey, why haven't you responded? Or hey, I'm Jay, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is exactly what you can send. And then you go based off of that.
Which is probably a good thing. Jay probably would have gotten a little saucy.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
So, my family was also kind of pushing me to the online dating thing, and I was very much in the same boat. Like, no, I'm going to meet somebody, just like not that way.
Yeah.
But I did get a prompting that I needed to be on eHarmony. So I made a profile around July. I never did anything with it.
Clearly.
And I went off to Scotland to visit a friend. And I came back and it was September and I was like, okay, I should probably look at this. So I went on and there was this guy that had smiled at me.
This guy.
And I was like, what do you do with, like, okay, cool. What am I going to do with that?
Smile back.
Awesome.
But anyways, fast forward, we, had great chemistry and great chatting, and I said this in our great segment that we had before this, but like Emily like hit all the things I was looking for. Like she's beautiful, just loved life and super smart, funny. And so I was like, there's got to be something wrong with her, there's got to be. So I was thinking maybe her voice, maybe she's like super high, squeaky voice, or somewhere deep low, and it's a voice that's just gonna like grind my gears. I'm like, because that's the only thing it could be. So leading up to our first phone call, I'm like, please just be like a voice that I can tolerate, or that's good. And then when I first heard her speak, I'm like, it was beautiful.
I hadn't heard about this until a little further along in our dating.
Yeah, I didn't tell her that right away.
So a few months after we had dated, so it was a little bit 2 months about, or a little 2.5. Jay came out to Minnesota
the week before Thanksgiving,
so we could meet in person.
Yeah, and so she meets me at the airport with the sign that says my name on it, and
no, it wasn't included on that time.
No,
that was the second time.
And she was smiling and everything. And like she did warn me ahead of time that she's gonna be very quiet and like just quiet. So I was like, as soon as I saw her, I think I gave you a hug. I feel like I
think you did.
Yeah, I gave her a hug, and she was super quiet the entire time. Like she would like say,
I was so nervous.
Quick answers, and nothing elaborate. So I'm like, let's go to the Mall of America, which for those of you that don't know, it's a huge mall. It's not the biggest one anymore, but it's a very world famous mall. And so they had mini golf there, so we went there, and just trying to have fun and get her out of her into her comfort zone.
Super competitive. So
yeah, I did win. It was like by a stroke, but I definitely did win.
Yeah.
So, but that was our. Do you want me to just continue with our story for that weekend, or
sure?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a whole date plan. We did the first date. We did basically all the things a couple would do, like in the first 2 to 3 weeks in that weekend, because we had already talked. We already we
had that emotional connection. We had already kind of built that.
Yeah. So we were just like physically meeting to let us know like it's actually real. It's not just like, oh yeah, I like you too, or FaceTime, I like you too. So that was really the point of the weekend, to see if we had that compatibility. So first day I held her hand. I was like, I'm never gonna let go of your hand. I'm never gonna wash this hand. Second day,
I'm hearing this all for the first time tonight, guys, that you felt this way.
Second day, we had our first kiss. Well, not right away. So I asked her to be my girlfriend officially in the Skyway outside of Twin Stadium, and then later in the night we had our first kiss.
He makes it sound way more scandalous than what it was. It was not as scandalous.
It was a quick peck before I went to my hotel. She dropped me off at my hotel. And then, so the next day, I think we went to church. Maybe not. I don't remember. But then the next day, she dropped me off at the airport, and I said, the big three, the 3 words that, are the biggest in a relationship, I think, besides I do. I said, I love you, and she said it back. So it wasn't an awkward, it wasn't like, she wasn't like, I love you too. It was definitely, we both definitely, I know I meant it.
We felt it, yes.
Yeah. So that's the quick synopsis of us, I guess. Like I said, the segment before had a lot more depth to just our story. So we will shoot that again when we're both at ease and not frustrated that we filmed an entire session. It was actually going to be 2 episodes because we were going to break it up. It was so long and so good. So, but,
I mean, still, it will be kind of broken up.
Yeah, and this will be dedicated to our story instead of questions, so people can actually get to know a little bit about how we met and
who we are.
Yeah. So I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all we have for you. If you have any questions about us or that you want us to answer, let us know.
Or Titan, because he really likes being in the shots.
Or Titan.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.